Nice. What's the one?
Let me send it to you here. Now, okay, so I have like a weird thing going on. I kind of have like a little bit of like ranked anxiety. Like I don't know. Like it's just the higher I climb, the more nervous I get, and I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna be playing against people who are just gonna kick my ass. So I play a lot, but I don't play a lot on my main, and I've just started recently because it's obviously it's end of season to play a lot, and I've been climbing pretty successfully. But I have like a bunch of Smurfs that I'm playing, and they're all climbing into plat and everything right now.
So it's like I guess a question was like how do you kind of prevent this ranked anxiety or combat it, right?
Yeah, because every once in a while I'll play on my main, and then like I'll play against someone who just destroys me in lane, and then I won't play him that account for like 3 days, you know.
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like, I'm not
honestly,
good, you know, stuff like that.
it's kind of hard because I feel like everyone has to deal with this
Hmm.
one day or another, right? Like
Yeah.
I have to deal with it too. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm like too high rank and I'm kind of afraid of playing.
Hmm.
I think we just have to like, as players, we just have to like power through it and just like keep reminding ourselves that the important thing is that we improve and not necessarily that we worry about rank or whatever, right?
Hmm.
And that's always like hard to do. It's easy to say but hard to actually do. But I guess that's kind of like how I kind of view it, and it helps a little, but not sure how. I think everyone has to like kind of find their own way to do it. I don't know. That might help you, but I think if like nothing helps, just like keep playing and you'll like get used to it. I guess, right? That's what a lot of
Okay.
people do. Is they just keep playing and they'll get used to it. Oh, so these are all the games. Okay, we can look at game one real quick.
Yeah, so I kind of just wanted to look at the first 10 minutes at least of for laning
Mhm,
phase and
mhm.
stuff because I think I don't know. I think on a micro level I'm really bad, but then on a macro level I tend to pick
Interesting.
up
Okay,
and
okay. So can you see my screen?
know what to do. Yeah. Let me send you. I have everything I have on in a Word document.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
because I took a bunch of notes and stuff. Do you want? And it's kind of all like like a systematic approach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Could I share a screen with you first, and then you can kind of see
Oh,
what
sure.
you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do with
Let's
this?
sure we can try that. Let's go.
So let me. How do I share a screen with you? I don't use
Um,
Discord a lot.
I'm not sure if Discord will let you do it, but it should be on the
Oh,
left of your camera. You see it?
oh, I
It should
see.
say like,
Turn on screen. Oh, I see
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so share. Okay,
There we go.
you see me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see this.
So
Okay,
this is
so.
like it's basically just three questions. The first thing that I never do is I never look at my team comp and their team
Mhm.
comp. So I need to start getting into the habit of that. And then I wrote some notes about that in the first game, and then each game following after. Um, and then also, how do I win lane? What's my CS per minute? Should I trade? If so, when? And this is all the stuff that I think is right, and then you can tell me if it's right or not. And
Interesting.
then who's supposed to win? What would a higher MMR do? And then did I win?
Interesting, interesting.
And then also my item builds. Sometimes I build random shit, and I don't know if I'm actually building correctly. So if you could just take a look at that and see,
So,
make sure
we
it's
also
all
have to
good.
take a look at the junglers too, right?
Hmm.
It'll tell you how you play this game out. Oh, they have an Elise. Okay,
Right.
that's kind of spooky. And you have a Rengar, so I'll be kind of a
Hmm.
uh, late pressure level 6 or whatever. Okay, so if we want to look at the laning stuff, let's take a look. Wait, why is this so blurry now? Okay, we're good. The first question is like, wait, are you like alt tabbing?
Yeah, I am. Should
Okay,
I?
hold up.
Whoops.
It's like
Should I?
freaking out the screen. So
Okay.
wait, let me see this.
Hmm.
So just go to the Word doc,
Okay. Yeah.
and then so you want to like go through these questions first, right?
Yeah. As far as
So
if we can, yeah.
let's like skip the first section
The
because
comp
we want to
stuff.
like
Okay.
focus on laning, right?
Right.
So how do you win lane, right? So you're Bard Caitlyn versus Thresh and Tristana, right? So you're like,
Hmm.
oh, I should trade. And then when do you want to trade? You're like, oh, when they like miss abilities, when you have more
Right.
minions. That's like very good to note. Um, but the first question you do is realistically speaking, you don't like the obvious answer is like when they miss abilities, right? So what if no one
Mhm.
uses abilities? How do you know when you want to trade?
Um, if you're in a good minion advantage, like you're pushing and they don't have enough minions, and then they're kind of sticking around, you can trade with them. Or if
Basically,
you
it's like
the jungler, you know, vision and stuff. Or
those are all kind of true, right? They're all factors in like when you want to hit them, but you should take a look at like the support matchup and the AD carry matchup, right? So obvious examples of saying we want to definitely trade is like Caitlyn Soraka, right? You guys want to like trade everything away and then heal up, right? Or something like Caitlyn Lulu and they have like a Braum. You're like, oh, we want to hit them and then we win because we have Lulu shield, right? Those are like obvious.
Okay.
When I see something like Bard, right? That's not obvious for me at least, right? Bard versus Thresh, is it obvious that you guys want to trade? Not really. You don't have like a shield, you don't have a healing, that kind of thing. It's more like who can land more stuff, right? This is like a who can land more stuff kind of lane.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily about you want to trade. It's more about like how do you want to pressure, right? Because trading is one way to pressure the lane. So in generally speaking, when you want to win bot lane, the idea is to not like crush your lane and like carry that through the game. The idea is to help your team win. It doesn't matter how. You just want to help your team win, right? Sometimes it's like crushing the enemy bot lane, but usually, consistently, it's going to be, you know, you're going to find a CS advantage. You're going to find pressure on them. You're going to have like lane priority. You want to find a way to win the lane. So one way to win the lane is through trading, right? You know, you have an obvious way to trade with healing and shields. Another way is to push the lane, right? If you push, you can generate a CS advantage, or you can get an HP advantage by poking on the tower, or you can get a tower advantage, right? You can hit their tower, or you can you have lane priority, right? If you push him in and you roam with Bard, that's pretty scary, right? For the enemy jungler, you run in there and you mess with his camps, right? Those are all things you can help your team with, right? Does that make sense? So in this lane, it's not obvious that you want to trade. So it's more like oh, okay. The next question is, can we push to do all the things I said? And the way you find that out is based on how strong the enemy lane is at chasing you down, right? So say you push them in under tower. Are you gonna die if Lee ganks?
Right. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I would say yeah. So the indicator first in a neutral kind of lane, when they don't have mega strong like Tristana, Thresh, at least, like what's an example? Okay, they have like a Caitlyn Bard and you're playing Thresh and Tristana. If you push up, it's not necessarily guaranteed that you die, especially when you have flash and full HP, right? Though having flash and full HP is an indicator that you cannot die to a gank. Mostly. The only time you die to a gank is like against a very strong bot lane jungle combo. Like at least Thresh, Kalista, right? You probably don't want to push into that unless you have a giant HP advantage, right? Because you're just gonna die even if you have flash. So if you can push, the first thing you do is, can you win by trading? And the answer is no. And then the second question is, can you win by pushing? The answer is not very clear. So I would say maybe. And then if neither of those are true, right? It's like, oh, why do we pick this lane? So why is this lane good? Why is Bard Caitlyn? What is Bard Caitlyn good at? Right? When do you guys win?
A lot of pressure and landing a stun, and then I could trap, and then stuff like that.
Right, you gotta stun and trap, but that's kind of hard because if you every time you guys try and do that, that's also opportunity for Thresh to flay and hook, right? What I'm seeing is that unless Bard can land some good stuns or some good poke, or maybe you guys have some like pseudo sustain in his Bard W, I don't think that's really viable. What you want to do is let them push in and have like a Bard gank, right? Bard portal through at level 6, right? And then that's the only way you guys are theoretically gonna win this lane. Like pretend this is like LCS, right? You're not gonna see people die to like random Bard stuns, usually speaking, right? They're not gonna you play this match 10 times, you're not gonna win bot lane by trading or like getting random stuns. You're gonna win by getting to level 6 and then Bard ults someone and then Rengar comes out, right? That's how you guys are supposed to win. So when I look at this, I'm like, okay, if we can poke with our like Caitlyn range, right? And then like, okay, we can follow up with our Caitlyn Q on Bard stuns, that's good. But generally speaking, we don't want to mega push and create pressure, right? And we don't want to trade, right? Unless it's like free, right? It's not trading at that point, it's poking. But that's like what you see. Because if you die in this lane, guaranteed it's going to be a Thresh like flay into a hook, right? You're just going to die because Tristana can slow the shit out of you and he can hook you. Yeah, you're going to die, right? Unless you guys portal through immediately. There's no way. So that's how I like see the lanes, right? So this is kind of things you want to figure out before the laning phase. And then it is like, who's supposed to win this lane given the same MMR? Not necessarily like winning is very hard to figure out beforehand in an equal lane ish, right? This seems like an equal lane ish because
this is like an equal lane.
Yeah, Thresh is pretty good in lane, and Bard is not as good, and then Caitlyn's good in lane, and then Tristana maybe not as good, right? It could go either way depending on how the sports do, right? Or the jungle pressure or whatever. It's basically what you want to do is play to your advantage, right? So Caitlyn's really strong in lane, but you're paired up with maybe a high variance support. You don't know what's going on, so maybe you want to like get equal farm and like get to 6 items and then beat them that way or something like that, right? You want to follow with traps, but it's not obvious that you should win lane, so don't try and like force it. And then what would a higher MMR player do? Yeah, win by getting level 6, right? Yeah, you don't want to do anything. We don't want to trade, right? Because remember, when you trade, what happens when you trade and they have an Elise coming? Thresh is gonna flash flay, and then you're donezo, right? Because flash flay is death. Unless Bard can get a stun off, which is really hard. So yeah, and then there's like the third question is like, does the item build at the end make sense? Okay, we don't know yet, so I guess we'll start watching the replay then.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a look at this. So keeping in mind that all those things we said, right, we can kind of figure out how we want this laning phase to go, right? Ideally speaking. And then it's like, okay, you guys leash. It's doubtful you guys can get level 2, right? They're level 2. Oh wow, they have exhaust. So that's actually a little bit better for you guys in the oh, that's awkward. But so far so good, right? You're trying to get the level 2, right? If they let you get level 2, you get level 2 because their level 2 is a lot scarier than yours. And if they get it first, you're gonna be very sad. So far so good, right? You want to push the lane, and then after you get level 2, you don't really want to push too hard unless you see Elise somewhere else. So any questions so far as we watch what's going on?
Nope. If you see anything bad, like my positioning or anything, just let me know.
Yep. So far so good. You just want to get level 2, and then maybe you want to take traps. Yeah. Okay. Good. Because Neg here doesn't really do too much, right? And then since you saw them leash, they leash bot, right? You saw them leash bot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you know that Elise is not coming until like the 4th or 5th wave. And then if she comes, her gank is not that strong yet, so you're good to go, right? It's like when you're getting to like level 5 and stuff, you're gonna die to that shit. Level 5, level 4, or whatever.
Yeah.
So. Oh, easy. Okay, yeah. If you know that like Elise started bot side and they're missing all their shit and they're not like doing anything, you can like kind of punish their mistakes, which is which is like pushing in right now, which is good, right? So this is like one way we want to create pressure is making them farm merge tower and poking them out, right? Yo, you don't need to word that yet. You don't care if Elise comes out now because if she does, then she screws herself over, right?
Okay. It's like
Elise is top. Oh, this is free. Okay, yeah. So now you definitely can just keep pushing in. So, so far so good. If she had started topside though, right? That would be like we gotta play safe, but she didn't, so that's good. Oh wow, she failed a gank top too. And then Rengar is kind of jerking off top. That's kind of interesting.
That's a late trap.
So when you see that Elise is top, don't be afraid to. You shouldn't be afraid. There's no kill pressure for them, right? Don't be afraid, right?
Right.
Unless you're like 1v2ing, right? Your Bard is like somewhere else. You don't have to be afraid, right? You just push them in, right? Yeah, that's good. Like exactly. Just don't be afraid to hit them, basically. Unless you're gonna get hooked on their tower, you're good to go, right? You have pseudo sustain with Bard W, and they have 0 sustain, right? If you guys are ignoring warlords, they have like nothing, right? So it's good. You can even like you have so many options right now. You can just like last hit here too. Holy that Bard Q. I think it's okay to not follow up there because you only have a rank 1 Q. But so far so good, right? This laning phase is looking pretty good. You guys are getting an advantage. Pressure through HP. That hook is not going to matter, right? As long as you land everything. Okay, that might be awkward. Okay, so why do I say that might be awkward when you go for the Thresh here?
Because Triss gets free damage on us.
Right. The instant you do that, Triss can just like jump, and then you guys are sad, right?
Alright.
Because you guys literally use everything on Thresh. He can just like he can jump in here, and you guys lose heal, right?
Okay.
So when you want to aim the non-damage, right? In theory, when you want to aim the non-damage, you want this to be as free as possible. Otherwise, the guy who has damage is going to kill everyone, right?
Okay.
Which is the reason why, if you get caught by a hook, Bard is going to go for Tristana, right? He's going to try and stop them from killing you, right? It's kind of the same concept. If you guys go for the support, Tristana can do whatever she wants, right? If you guys go for Tristana, Thresh is going to come for you, right? Because you're the one who's going to kill Tristana. So be careful about using abilities like that in an all-in situation, right? That could be dangerous.
Okay.
And then I think you're like out of mana somehow. How are you out of mana?
Yeah, that's another thing I do is I spam spells a lot in lane.
It's kind of awkward, but you
I
do
go,
have an HP
yeah.
advantage, so could be okay. Because like not having mana means that you can't use all your abilities, right?
Right.
So we're getting kind of close to when Elise can gank, but you guys are so
Okay.
far ahead in the HP game that I think it's okay, right? You're so far in the HP game that if Thresh goes in, he's just gonna die. Okay, yeah, you can win this. Oh boy, you're gonna have to heal. Oh, he got away. Okay, this is good. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh my god, what?
Fucking lantern.
Oh wait, what was that? Flash.
If I hit that Q, I think I would have killed him.
Right, but he has heal, right? So
Okay, so probably not then.
it's remember, whenever you want to make an aggressive play like that, it has to be guaranteed, right?
Guaranteed.
You need to be like, I'm gonna bet $100 on this, and it'll work. Otherwise, you don't do it, right? So something to note here is that this is good, right? This is the kind of example where it's like, this is exactly what you want. You want to bait out a ganks and stuff. That's how you like help your team win. But Rengar is like coming to help. I don't know what he's doing. Just like whenever you want to like make a flash play, it better work. Otherwise, it's like a throw, right?
Okay.
Because remember how we were like having your flash and full HP is an indicator that you're safe from a gank.
Right.
So if you don't have your flash, they can like after you buy, they can do this again, right? But if you did have your flash, you could bait another gank out. If that makes any sense, right? You would have more pressure basically. You're basically like kind of like wasting opportunities by like wasting flash and stuff. So be careful about that. It would have been really good if you got the kill, but there's no way to get the kill, in my opinion. So he had heal. He had heal, right? I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think I just kind of assumed that he healed after going into that portal. I think I don't know. I think he still had heal though.
Right. I couldn't tell. So my assumption would be he had heal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he had heal for sure. Right. So there's no way.
Oh, I think I healed, so I thought that he healed or something. I guess.
I know what you mean, right? Sometimes
All
it's like, oh wait, he used it, but yeah, that was really good, right? This would be a good outcome. Like I'm surprised that Bart got out of that because that was really the right way to play it.
Yeah.
He was gonna get dicked. All right, so here you want to push, and you guys kind of wanted to. You have to. What are you like thinking here? Like, what do you want to do after you push this in?
Well, I know that Triss wants the back, so that's why I just kind of want to keep shoving in. I think.
Okay. So then you say, because he's such low HP, I can keep pushing, right?
Right.
And then when do you like stop pushing? When do you like want to back yourself?
Like if I'm or if another, I guess I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's one of my weaknesses with my Kate lane is that I pressure so much and it's like too much, and then I die to ganks. I think a gank is coming sooner or later. It's like a TP gank, a Nar gank, and then that kind of. It's because I overstay in lane.
It seems to me you want to back here, right? You need to buy something.
Okay, so I should. Okay.
Basically, it's like when do you want to back? When you have a favorable back, right? Okay, this is a really good back. Oh, this is awkward. Okay, so this dragon is not good, right?
Yeah,
because not only is no one strong at this point except for Bard, you also tank so much damage from dragon. The enemy jungler or mid laner can just walk in and kill everyone, right? So I see a gank playing 6, right? He just ults and then everyone dies. This is pretty bad. So if you guys get away with this, it's pretty good. But this is kind of spooky. Nice, you guys get away with it. Right? Look how low Bard got. It was PVE, right?
Yeah.
So be careful about stuff like that, right?
Okay.
If the jungle calls it, maybe you're like, oh, maybe if he really thinks it's a good idea, but that's just kind of a caution sign there. Oh, at least it's top. So I think so far so good, except for the flash thing, right? The kind of flash play here. You guys just want to keep pushing because you saw at least top, right? And then maybe watch out for the gank playing out. But really, what you want to do now is just like if you can push and let Bard roam. Otherwise, you want to wait for your flash before really trying to do anything aggressive, right? Because if you're hitting their tower and you have no flash, what happens?
he could just walk up and play or something.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That.
Some stupid shit like that.
Hook
This is
me,
like
yeah.
there's not much you can do, right? Because
Right.
after that, Tristana's just gonna jump on you. Oh, this is awkward.
Like that. Yep.
So,
Yeah,
ooh, okay.
I think
You're gonna die here. Okay, so
yeah.
let's talk about this. So
Not
hitting the
respecting
tower.
range.
This is a 2v2, so this is good. But then Bard like has other ideas, right?
Yeah.
And
Okay, alright.
it could have been good. So this is why I say sometimes when I said like Bard is a high variance lane, it's because his Q is like sometimes is gonna miss, and then when he doesn't have it, you have to be very aware that he can literally do nothing, right? What can he do?
Yeah.
He can make a portal for you, and then
Yeah,
they're just
right.
gonna hook you out of the portal, right? There's literally nothing you can do.
Portal,
So
maybe a
that's
little
why I'm like,
heal,
you have to be
yeah.
very careful in this lane because the lane isn't about like, oh, you want to siege and stuff. You wanna utilize your support's strengths and weaknesses, right? So something like Soraka, we want to trade all the time. Something like Lulu, we want to take short trades. Something like Janna, we want to take short trades. When you have Thresh, Bard, Alistar, you want to look to catch people or look for roam opportunities, stuff like that. So you have to recognize that if he ever misses Q like this, you can't do anything, right? Try not to do anything. And when in doubt, if you don't know if you can pressure the tower safely, right? You don't do it. You want to think it through first.
Okay.
Because this is one of those lanes where like I said, it was like when we looked at the jungle matchup, we're like, oh shit, it's Elise, right? This is mega hard. If you had Flash here and Elise was here, you're same outcome, right? So if you don't have Flash and Elise is not here, it's gonna be the same thing, right? They can jump on you, and it's like really hard to do anything, right? So like for example, if they jump on you, right? If they all in you here, and then they flash the Bard Q, you guys lose. So there's just nothing you can do. There's literally nothing you can do. What you want to do is just like push and run away, right? You can't really hit the tower. So it's kind of one of those things you want to figure out before the laning phase. And I know it's like kind of hard because Bard's a weird champion, right? But now we kind of know, right? We don't really want to take all ins, kind of. We don't really want to take trades unless we can heal up with Bard W. We want to look to get like Bard level 6 and use his portal somehow to our advantage, right? So I don't know what the hell is going on here, but this is like whatever. Be very careful about that. So it's all like matchup based, right? If I had said you can't hit the tower, you would be okay, right? So it's just stuff that you need to figure out before the laning phase stuff. Oh, you kind of want to clear the minions instead of hitting them, I think.
Yeah. I think I was trying to punish them or something for staying.
Yeah, it's fine, but you can push now, right? Oh my god, he's staying. So one thing to note is that if you have a lane where you can combo trap, like, can you give me examples of lanes where you can combo trap?
Like Bard stun into trap, or
yeah. What other champions?
Fresh hook into trap.
Right.
Blitz hook into
trap.
Exactly.
Anything like that. You want to at least have one trap in your cooldown. Otherwise, it's like if he lands a stun, if he lands the ult, you guys can't do anything, right? So it's kind of awkward.
Always keep one trap on me. Okay.
And then here, it's gonna be the same story, right? We just want to push. Like this, nothing has changed. You just want to push and get out, right? Because they're just gonna jump on you. There's nothing you can do. So it's kind of awkward. They're gonna do the exact same thing.
So I probably screwed Bard there by pinging help me. Yeah, and then I died.
Everyone's dying here. And then Rengar doesn't have ult, so you guys are gonna lose, right? There's nothing you can do.
Right.
So everyone's dying. Oh boy, he's gonna get away with 10 HP. People are gonna be very sad. Cho'Gath doesn't have ult, right? So let's back it up to here, right? So you're gonna push him in, right? And then we have to remember that we can't hit the tower, right? So and then remember that when you push, generally speaking, when you push in, you want to have flash and full HP. Unless you have like an advantage, like high HP, like I said, oh, Thresher's really low, you guys can do this. If you don't have anything like that, like you guys don't have anything like that right now, you can't pressure the tower. You can't pressure the tower, right? Without dying to a gank, right? You already know from here that you guys probably die to a gank because you have no flash. So it's kind of awkward. Like they're like aiming Bard, but like even if they, it's just no way, right? There's just no way. They didn't even have to have this TP. It could have just been Elise. Elise kills Bard here, right?
Right.
So there's just no way. So first to note is the first rule of pressuring by pushing is you need flash and you need full HP, right? Unless you have that's like the basic. Unless you have like 5 people coming down, or you have a jungler and they don't, or something. Unless you have something big like that, you need those abilities and you need the HP and the summoners, right, to do so.
Right.
And then the second thing is if their gank is strong enough, right? If their combo is strong enough, you can't do it even if you have flash and full HP, right? So things about combo that is strong enough is they have Bard Elise or something like that, right? And it's past level 6. That's very strong because they're gonna portal through. Bard's gonna ult, he's gonna Q, and Elise is gonna stun, right? That's very strong. So in this case, it's very strong. Elise Thresh and Tristana is really good. Okay, I don't know what Ari's doing, but that's probably not good. So what do you want to do here? Now that the laning phase is over, what do you want to do here?
I have a couple of questions just about this game specifically.
Yeah.
Can you fast forward to 28:45 because our jungler was I OBGG'd him, and I think he was either like boosting or he was like a smurf or something, but he said to go at this point in the game. He said to go mid because we could just we could win. He's saying don't split, and but my first thought is, well, there's a big wave there and Gnar is splitting, and so I don't know. I have this mindset of, well, I have to clear bot lane before, but he's saying just go mid, and then eventually I go mid and we win. So
right. So the reason why he says go mid here is because in solo queue a lot of times when you go, like, the correct move is clear bot, right? But in solo queue, someone's just gonna like die for free or some stupid shit, right? So he's just like, let's just not do something like, he doesn't want anything like that to happen, right? So he's just like, everyone should just go mid. But I think you should clear bot, right? This clearing bot is correct here, right? Like, okay, think about it this way: if you go mid with no ultimates, I see Rengar has ultimate. That's it. What happens?
I mean, we're gonna fight, right? And then
how are you gonna? Okay, so you want to fight on your tower. Okay, so let's say they don't want to fight you, so they hide behind their tower. What do you do next?
Clear waves and try to siege, or I don't know.
So you try and hit the tower, right? Otherwise, you guys are just drinking off mid.
Right.
So you try and hit the tower, and then Gangplank's throwing bears at you. Okay, now what? If you get hit, you can no longer hit the tower because you guys have no HP, and then you back, right? And you waste your Baron. And then if you don't get hit, right? How do you hit the tower without getting hit, right? Oh, someone has to dive Gangplank. Okay, so you guys dive Gangplank. What happens if he has Mega Gnar, right? So there's just no way to hit the tower.
Right, exactly. That's what I was kind of thinking. I was
so,
clear bot, yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to just like 5-man siege mid, right?
Right.
Rengar is just betting that you guys can find like a charm or something, but that's not realistic, right?
Yeah, so he's saying this, and we spot Elise down there, and then
sure. Maybe he's like, I can one shot this Tristana, and their like mechanics aren't very good, so.
So then I just go mid, and I just go fine, I guess, whatever, and then.
So I guess you guys just go mid. Sure, I mean, like, even if it's not the right quote unquote best move, if your team is doing it, it's better to do it as like safe as possible, right? So what you're doing right now, like, don't just like charge in, right? You want to play it as safe as possible, which is good, right? And then this is like, Bard landed a crazy ult, right? You guys did dive, and then he found the ultimate, so it does work, right? Maybe you can say you guys are so strong, even if you're weak. Sure, like, looking at the score, it might be it may not seem like you guys can do this, but maybe you guys are so strong you just brute force your way through. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
It seems like, even if you think going bot is the right call, but everyone's mid, and then you can't solo Gnar, or so Gnar's just gonna kill you, just go with them, right? Just make the best out of whatever situation you're in, right? That's how League goes, because you'll never have a game where your team will do everything you want, right?
Right. True. Should I keep playing Kate? Do you think she's worth it, or should I stick to?
I think she's hard, but if you can like play her right, go for it. I'm still trying to brush up on my Caitlyn, so champion's kind of hard. But you want to go on to the second game?
Yeah. So we did that already. So let's see. So I've been experimenting with runes, and I think I just like full AD and then armor and MR and stuff like that. But I think I just like the 15 AD because it gives me a lot of early pressure that I usually don't have. And then with the attack speed, I just feel like the standard attack speed runes, I just feel like I don't know, like it's too weak. I don't know. Is that wrong thinking? I'm doing okay with using just 15 AD and then whatever armor yellows and armor blues. I mean, what's your thoughts about those runes?
I feel like you just have no attack speed to last hit or push, but that's just me, right? If you're ever in any doubt, it's just like copy like the best, right? But I mean, if it works for you, I guess keep doing it. I just personally wouldn't use fly AD, right? Because like, oh, what happens when they push you in? How do you farm?
Yeah, it's too hard.
It's kind of awkward, right? Because you don't have enough attack speed. So when you see this lane, how do you win lane, right?
Okay, so what I think.
Do they have a strong jungler?
Who's their? I mean, no.
Right.
Really.
What does he do? He doesn't do anything.
He just exactly.
So that means and then the bot lane isn't especially strong. It's not like Kalista Thresh, right? So another one is like Zyra Khan, right? So that means one option is that you can push them in, right? That's an option. And then do you guys want to trade, right? We go through the checklist. Do you guys want to trade? Is it obvious that you guys can just trade?
Yeah, I think so. Because I mean, Thresh, Ezreal. I mean, Thresh obviously can catch me, but if Zilean lands bombs and gets a stun off, or if Thresh wastes his hook, or if I'm in the minions, then
well, what I mean by obvious is that you guys don't have to like land skill shots and like remember how we talking about Janna shields and Lulu shields and Soraka sustain? Like that's like guaranteed because it's like point and click. Right?
Okay.
As you guys are hitting each other, it's point and click. It's not really like guaranteed here, so to speak, right?
Zil has that speed up stuff. I don't even know what it's called, but so even if I do misposition, he can help me out.
Right. Maybe. But in terms of trading, you guys don't necessarily out damage them, right?
Okay. All right.
Right. So that's the kind of idea behind the do you want to trade is very obvious. Like you have a Nami versus Janna, right? That's kind of obvious because you have sustain and damage in Nami. So you're like, oh yeah, we want to trade like 24/7 every time the wave is up, right? So in this case, it's not obvious that you guys want to trade, in my opinion, right? It's not obvious that you guys want to trade because this damage is conditional. And so is theirs, so you have no idea, right? And then if you have conditional damage and they had like a shield, like you can use it whenever, you definitely don't want to trade, right? That's kind of how you fall into like a trap by trading with a lane that does have that, right? So in this case, you don't necessarily want to trade. If you find damage is poke or you're pressuring them on when they're trying to last hit, right? This is good, right? This is good damage. Trading is like when you guys hit each other back and forth, right? You guys are poking, right? So you guys in this lane, what I see is that you just want to push them in all day, make them lose CS, hit the tower, look to like ward up the jungle, whatever. You just want to pressure bot, right? And you guys are good to go, right? This is literally nothing you can do. You just hit minions and you're good to go, right? So this is level 2. They get level 2. That's fine. So far, you're like my laning seems. Oh wow, what the hell is that hook? You guys still win. You guys still win. If you heal the ignite, oh okay, you didn't heal in time. Oh boy, you still win, right? And the reason why we know is because if we look at this, right?
What the hell was that hook?
You guys already won because they don't have enough damage, and the hook was kind of weird, right? But you jumping on him was really good. You just needed to heal when you all in there, but it's fine, whatever. Okay. You did fine. You did good enough. So like so far, what I'm seeing is that your laning is not that bad, right? You're winning like the first 5 levels, right? Seems to me you're winning lane pretty hard. You just have to remember, what exactly, how exactly your matchup functions, right? Because you keep telling me, oh, we do want to trade, but it's not necessarily clear to me that you guys, win you guys are like guaranteed winning trades, right?
Okay.
So you got to remember that, like last game with the Bard, it was like you didn't really know what to do with Bard, right? It's not easy to figure out what to do with Bard. Also, that's really awkward, right? You already know what happened here. What happened here?
I wasted mana on E because I thought we could maybe turn this or something for some stupid reason.
Nah,
but
you just wanna get out, right? Because
I was spamming W. I was like, God damn it, I'm Yeah.
The first is
I kind of messed up.
Absorbing pressure is just like getting away from the gank is already really good, right?
Just get away, okay.
I just don't. Even if you get this full stack bomb off, you just like slashes your ass, right? There's nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. to just W
right.
out of there,
There's just
then.
no way to kill him. So you just want to
Right,
jump away there.
okay.
But still good, right? Because you absorbed pressure and you killed the enemy AD carry. So still a good outcome, but remember that you just want to get out, right?
So
It's
I have a
fine, though.
question
It's-
here.
yeah,
I
yeah.
have 600 gold. I just get like double daggers. I have no
Yeah, you
idea
want to
what's good.
call, I think.
Oh, I never
Because-
ever buy call. Is
right.
that like a good item to buy?
If you have first, like in this case, when something
Yeah.
went down and you have 450 at like 4 minutes or whatever, call's really good, right? Although, what else are you gonna buy?
I had 600. I don't. I just got double daggers.
Right, I would have gone like call and refillable, right? That would have been clean buy.
Call refill. Okay, that would be
Because
better buy. All
you
right.
know, you have some sustain in case something goes wrong, right? And then it's like the call is helping you get money towards your big items, which is like BF, static, infinity, right? If you buy daggers here, it's like the stats are useful, but you're not building them into anything for a long time, right?
Right.
So it'll be and then it's like, oh, you still need 1300 for your BF and stuff like that. So while not necessarily like tragic, I probably would have gone call, right?
Okay.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. Oh, baby, that's kind of awkward. It's fine though. Yeah. So basically, you have no flash, right? So maybe you want to be a little bit scared when you push in. But that depends on Thresh Flash. Did Thresh Flash? I don't think so, right? So maybe you want to be a little bit scared when you push in.
Okay.
So for me, if I were you, right, this is good. Sure, going to break plants and shit. If I were you, I'd be like, oh, I'm pushing in and making sure I stay out of like flash play range, unless we have like an answer to that, right?
Okay.
And you're good to go, right? Literally nothing they can do, right? One of the reasons why Ezreal is not that great right now is because he can't do anything about this. And then be very careful. Like this is dangerous. Why?
Yeah.
Right.
Because he could flash play or even just
be
walk
very
up
careful
play,
about
probably.
this, right? Unless you're very confident about like being able to like this is like last game, right?
Oh shit! Yeah.
So very similar to
I
last
pushed
game.
too much.
Remember that
yeah.
there are different ways to win the lane. Sometimes hitting the tower is good, but not always, right? Sometimes not always, right?
Okay.
Sometimes winning by trading is good. Sometimes, but not always, right? And then usually pushing to gain advantage is good, but sometimes not always. Like Kalista and Thresh and like Zyra Khan, right? So, so keep that in mind for sure. Like I would wait until you have flash. You can like walk up there, but just make sure you don't. Every time Thresh walks up, you hit him and run away, or you just run away, right? So this is kind of spooky, right?
Ooh, yeah.
It's kind of very spooky. You guys are getting hit. Run, right? So it's like most players would be like, why did my Zillion get hit, right? Why did he get hooked? But it's kind of like you guys are trying to hit the tower, and then someone's gonna get hit, right?
Right.
Better the support than you, right? You could have just kept walking and flayed your ass, but so be very careful about stuff like that, right? Especially against engaged supports, right? Anything like a Alistar or like a Thresh or a Blitzcrank, right? Like treat this guy like a Blitzcrank. Everyone's scared of Blitzcrank. Thresh is even worse because he has a Flay too, right? Flay and Lantern. You gotta be scared of that stuff. So it's good that you push him in because then he can't do anything. But then make sure you don't get caught by the engage, right? Wait, what are you buying here? Interesting.
I don't know. I'm pushed up. I don't know what to do. There's no vision. I'm just like, let's just back, I guess. I don't know.
So
I guess I shouldn't have backed. I should just.
When
like,
you
wait.
want to back, you want to have a meaningful buy, which is like a BF or Infinity or a Zeo item or boots, or you need a rotate, you need to swap lanes, or you have no options, which is like you have
basically this.
You just clear the wave and there are 5 people bot. Oh, okay, back. Or you have no HP, you need a back or you get dove, right? You need to have a reason to back. So when I see this, there's like no reason to back, right?
Okay.
Because if like the jungler's here, you're still fine, right? You just push in and then run when Thresh runs. Like if the jungler's here, you have Rammus here, right? So you're fine. And Tryndamere doesn't do shit in a gank, right? So you're good to go. So yeah, I would be whenever you back, you need to have a reason, right? And if you ever want to like study backing, try and watch like replays on YouTube of like challenger players backing, right? Just like study their when they back, and it'll like make a lot more sense, right? So if you want to have a preferable back and you are in control of the lane like this, it's you push the wave before a cannon wave and then you back, right? Because then they're stuck trying to push a cannon wave into your tower, which is not gonna work, right? So Yeah.
Okay.
You could have just stayed and kept pushing, right, until you had enough money to buy like a BF or something. So
Okay.
yeah, you guys are gonna have flash soon. This is good. This thresh is missing, but you want to clear this wave, right? So clear this wave. They can't do dragon, right? How do we know that?
I don't know. It's just I always
Remember
assume
last
that
game when I was like, Rengar started the dragon, I said it was spooky because you guys have nothing, and then dragon's just gonna PvE you guys. It's the same situation here. They can't do anything. They can't. How do they do dragon, right? Like, they're literally gonna die to dragon. So all it takes is one guy to check, and they can't do it. So you don't have to worry about dragons until they have pressure to do so. Like it's like like a Heimerdinger Cassiopeia doing Baron versus like a Cassidon and a what's like another whatever like weak champion doing Baron, right?
Yeah.
It's very different. It's very different. So
Okay.
in this case, if they don't have a Callista, you don't really have to worry about it too much, or unless they have enough items to say that they can do it reasonably fast and without loss of HP. Don't worry about that. But yeah, so you guys just the same old, same old. You have flash now, so you can hit the tower, right? Now you know you're relatively safe from ganks, so this is really good, right? You just make sure that when a gank comes, you just make sure you don't die to it, right? You're good to go. So hitting the tower there is really good because they can't stop you, right? So yeah, just keep hitting the tower here. Hit them if you can, right? If they walk up, you hit them instead. You're good to go. And then now you have more options with your ult, right? Oh, you guys went for this guy. This is good, right? So this is one of the examples why being able to push bot is good for your team. Exactly what we're seeing right here, right? He's gonna be forced to like run away. You should have saved your E until you could get full stacks, but it's fine, right? He's gonna have to blow his ult. Oh, this is awkward. Oh my god, he died without using ult. That's fine. Oh, okay. And then now everyone's dying. He's just gonna go over the wall, whatever. You guys just want to push, right? I don't know what you guys are chasing here, but it's kind of awkward. Okay, I guess you guys can kill Thresh. Good job, good job. Oh, that's fine. You don't have to kill them. Oh, this red buff is doing work though. Oh. You don't want to chase this. Yeah, let's go back pushing.
Yeah.
Let's go back to pushing. One thing, like a general tip is like don't chase unless you know when you're gonna catch up to them, right? Don't chase unless you can actually like kill them and stuff. Like this is chasing, right? So what happens if LeBlanc just right clicks to her red buff?
Right.
All right. So don't chase, right? You only want to chase when it's guaranteed. So there's nothing there. You need to clear. You lost a bunch of minions doing that. This LeBlanc is like just gonna get away, even though she like kind of backed in a bad spot. But maybe she won't get away. Who knows? But she's gonna. It's not worth chasing unless you guarantee catch up, right? So that's one thing to know. But that was a really good invade, right? Really good catching Tryndamere there. You go back bot, right? Good. You don't back here for sure, right? You're gonna lose a bunch of minions if you do. Nothing to buy anyways. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, baby, he missed, right? So since he missed, you can go in. You already know that. I've already seen that you know to do stuff like that, right? Because we saw your word doc, so that's good. It's just in the case when it's not obvious, right? People haven't missed stuff that you need to know. You need to figure out what you want to do. So someone died. You want to push. You don't want to use mana because you need your W. Oh, okay. It's just gonna. Oh, that's fine. Oh my God, Zillion. Zillion. Okay, nice.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah, looks like this lane phase is good to go. You guys like one lane, right?
Cool.
Everything's Gucci except for that one time, or maybe multiple times when you try to hit the tower when it's unsafe.
Overstaying.
Remember, flash, full HP, and then ask yourself how strong is their gank combo, which is jungle and support, right? Jungle support and AD carry, right? How strong is their gank combo, right?
Right.
And that'll tell you whether or not you can push up with your flash and your full HP, right? And if you don't have either of those, you be careful when you're pushing up, right? Next video then, or any questions on this one?
Yeah, that's fine. Can we go to the last one I sent you?
Oh,
that's the most recent one, and I got into Plat 1 with this last game.
The game 5, right?
So I'm climbing, yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting there. So this was like, I guess, a more common lane: Triss, Leona versus Varus, Janna, and
First question.
Yeah.
Do you want to trade? Do you want to trade?
I don't know.
The answer is no. Yes, the answer is definitely not, right?
No.
And there's two reasons. You get out traded by Varus, right? Because he's gonna auto attack EU, and you auto attack him, and he wins, right? And then not only that, but they have a Janna, right? So One of the champions we discussed when we were talking about, oh, do you want to trade or not? So definitely don't want to trade at all. So they walk up, you walk away, right? So then, how do you kind of win with the Leona lane, right? Why is this champion? Why do you ever pick Leona if you cannot trade?
With ganks and all ins, I guess. I don't know.
Right. If you can look to find like an engage, right?
Like a cheese engage, yeah, or something like that.
So if she lands all her shit on Varus, you can jump in, right? And then if you have more people, you just YOLO. Or she can even come around and gank her own lane, right? That's very common for Alistar to do. So that's those are kinds of basically you don't want to trade, and then you want to push them in if you can't. You probably can't. You just want to farm up until you outscale Varus or Leona can find something, right? That's the kind of goal here. So if you ever take a trade here, we know it's a mistake, right? From the get-go. And if you get pushed in, we know that's expected, right? Because you can't stop them from pushing in, right? Because they hit a minion, you hit them, they shield, and you lose, right? So you should know that you can't trade, and you should know that you should expect to get pushed in. So, and then it's like, oh, why do you pick Leona? So you guys can have an engage, right? Or a TP front line or something like that. So, oh, this is kind of spooky. This is kind of awkward, right? They could have been sitting there or something.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to go that way. I don't know. The pathing was weird. I think I misclicked like the top edge of the path or something, and then it like went that way.
Okay. So here, right? We already know.
Yeah.
Right. So we already know.
That's bad, yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do this.
You should be okay, but that was like kind of sad, right? The fact that he got hit by Leona Q is kind of funny, but he should never have.
Right. He shouldn't have. So, right.
And even then, it's like unless you guys get level 2 right now, you're gonna get sustain. Okay, you guys can get level. You can go. You can go for the big play here. You just kill this minion. You level 2 them. Oh no. Oh, they're level 2. Oh, what's going on? Oh, this is good. This is good for you guys, right? You can just flash out and you guys are good to go, right? Just go heal him and you're good to go. Wow. So even though you guys did make mistakes, you guys had a good outcome. But definitely don't trade, right? Definitely don't trade. And then we can also say like this is all pre-6, right? We always talk about pre-6 because that's the most, not most important, but most the thing that comes first, right? And then after 6, you guys can like look to all in or something like that, right? Does this lane change after 6? Kind of. You just still don't want to trade, but if they walk out into lane, you can hit them with a Leona ult, right? And then your jungler can come gank or something like that, right? So, but definitely before 6, don't trade. And then you can also look at the level 2, right? How good is your level 2? Your level 2 is very strong, right?
Pretty
so you can be like, oh, we don't want to trade, but if we can push level 2, we can catch them while they're trying to trade on us, right? So you're hitting minions, they hit you. You guys hit level 2, you go on them, right? That could be an option too. So when I was like, oh shit, you guys are gonna win because you were getting level 2 first before the Gragas came. That was like why? It's because you guys are very strong level 2, and they were still level 1. You guys can win that, right? Instead of a trade, it'd be an all in, right? So now. You guys are kind of letting them push in. That's fine, right? The fact, don't worry about like winning lane is kind of hard to say sometimes because it's like you guys absorb jungle pressure, so you guys are winning the game, right? But does that mean you're winning lane? Not necessarily, right? But you guys are doing your job, right? You're being useful to the team, so this is like very good outcome, even if you're not quote unquote winning lane, right? This is really good. So like look what happened. Since Gragas invaded, what's going on in the jungle?
He's getting all counter jungled and stuff by Kane.
Yeah, exactly. So not only is Gragas behind, his other solo laners are going to be behind because they have no jungle pressure. So you guys have won like 3 lanes or 2 lanes like from 3 minutes in, which is really good, right? So from what I'm seeing, your laning is pretty good from these 3 games. You're getting the desired result, but maybe not in the way that you're supposed to, if that makes any sense, right? Make sure you figure out the matchup, right? Like in its entirety, and then make sure that like you know what you don't want to do, like that, right? Like two things already, right? If you have to give up CS, you give up CS, right? In what world are you allowed to get this for free? You have a Leona support, right? Right. In no world is this supposed to happen. So the fact that it's impossible to get is true. It's not possible to get, so don't go for it, right? And then it's like, oh, don't trade again, right? But you already know that, right? Okay, so this is awkward because you guys have no abilities. You're gonna lose that, right? Yeah, there's no way. If you use, oh, he's dead. Yeah. So yeah, that's awkward. So basically, all our mistakes we're seeing is not really mechanical. It's more about like figuring out what we wanted to do before we do it, right?
Okay.
And that'll fix everything we've seen so far that are mistakes, and everything else is really good, right? You're like drawing jungle pressure. You were finding the what's it called, the rotation into the river to help your team after you found the tower pressure. But there have been a lot of situations where you do the opposite of what you want to do, and that's kind of awkward. So I think you can fix that. That's like the first. That's like that'll like make your laning like perfect, basically, right? Your job, like, how do you win the game as this bot lane?
Just keeping pressure and keep pushing, and then.
Well, you can't push, right? Remember, they're gonna win the push all the time, right?
Oh, like right now, like in the game, how do I?
No, like in general, like how, like why would you ever pick Tristana over Varus? If Varus wins that.
See, I don't know. I just kind of like pick her because I'm good at her.
Oh, okay. So the reason why we pick Tristana is because she scales really hard, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like who wins? 6 items Tristana or 6 items Varus? And then it's like Varus has no mobility, and then not only that, he has like less burst, right? So it's like, oh, that's why we pick Tristana. We want to get to 3, 4, 5 items, and then we just like poke them from a distance, and you win. You get Baron because you like hit them once, right? And then it's like, why do we pick Leona? Oh, so we can like find hard engage, so we can pick. Oh, okay, so that means you guys can like sit in a bush with a pink ward, and then you can whoop Janna's ass when she comes to ward, right? Stuff like that. You have to make sure you know why these champions are picked, if that makes any sense, right? And that'll tell you how you play the matchup, right? You pick Janna so you can trade, right? You pick Varus so you can win lane and have his ulti, right? So you have to play accordingly, right? You're not supposed to win early game unless Leona finds some like massive like engage, right? That's not, if you could win early game and mid game and late game, this champion would be broken, right? Like Kalista, except Kalista doesn't really win late, but that champion is like so stupid. 100% ban rate on Worlds, right? Literally nothing you can do against her early game, mid game. So yeah, that's, so make sure you know why we pick these champions too, right? That'll tell you, that'll tell you how you want to play the game, right? If you know that Tristana is scaling, you would know that you don't need to tower pressure in order to win. You just need to push them in and make sure you have the items and the XP, and you're good to go, right? You don't have to do anything proactive until you're strong, right? That's a very common trap with like Caitlyn players too, is that, oh, they think they're strong at like 2 items, and then they try to do something, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait, why did I lose that fight? It's because Caitlyn's mid game is not the greatest, right? Oh my god, what's going on here? This is free, right? Nice. I was like, just kill this guy. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, that's awkward, but I think you're still okay. Okay, fine. That's great. Good round, right? You gotta go back by now, right? And pop some potions. Oh, you're just harassing with a tornado, right? But I think that's like the story of these 3 games, is that you know instinctively how to help your team in terms of like after you push, you go get something, right? That's really good. But then it's like during the laning, figuring out the matchup, you should definitely focus on that a lot, right? Ask yourself why do we pick this lane, right? What is this lane good at? And to help you do that, the first question is, do we want to trade? And the second question is, can we pressure by pushing, right? And if the answer is no to all of that, then you say, oh, do we outscale? And if you outscale, you want to just play to outscale. You farm and stall the game, right? If they walk into your lane like this, you can win a trade, right? Because you have minions. But I guess you guys just have no what's it called? No HP or something, right? Back it up here. This is a 1v2, right? You're just 1v2ing them. Don't do that ever, right? If your support ever roams, you wait until they come back, right? You're always gonna get punished. You can do this if Leona's in range, right? Because you can blow up this Janna, but she wasn't. So there's just nothing. Okay. Yeah, so it's just 1v2. Don't do that either. But I think you know that. All right. Yeah. It's just, oh my god, what the, this guy's, he's gonna get away.
I healed from movement speed.
Oh, he's not gonna get away. Nice. Okay, that was really good. Oh my Kane, dude.
Yeah, that was really good. He was really good.
Oh baby, you have no mana, but you're gonna kill this guy anyways. Nice. Oh, you wanna run? Oh, you wanna run? Oh, you wanna kill this guy? Oh. Vision. It's okay. You guys are the scaling lane, right? So it's okay. Trading is good when you want to stall the game, right? So this is fine, but make sure that you know what you want to do before the lane starts, right? And in this case, it was not trade and wait for that stuff to happen, right? Janna walked up, overextended to Leona, and then Leona could turn the quote-unquote trade into an all-in, right? So make sure you know what you want to do. If you want to work on laning phase, right? Everything like the other stuff is fine. Like you want to push to create pressure, right? But make sure you have flash and full HP. Make sure that you know how strong their jungle support combo is, right? If you push, and you have flash, can you die, right? If you push and you have flash and full HP, can you die? Post 6, you're gonna die, right? Because Varus ult and the Gragas ult is like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But pre 6, you can push in. You can push in and be happy about that, right? If they let you, which they might not. And then it's like, oh, do I outscale? If you do, then you should be happy trying to outscale, right? So yeah, I think that'll like make sure you know, like everything else is fine. Like look at this, you're like, oh, trying to help the team. This is all good, right? You go back to lane, that's all good. Like looking to roam, nothing was there, that's good, right? So this is all good. And the fighting is all good from what I've seen. It's the knowing when you want to fight is the kind of issue I've been seeing, right? Knowing the matchup, right? It hasn't really been any problems with like the jungle ganks so far, right? I haven't really seen anything about that. But it's the 2v2 matchup is the biggest thing for these replays. So make sure that against a trading lane, you don't want to trade, right? And if you have like an engaged lane, right, you want to wait until opportunity, right? So if you have Alistar, when do you want to fight?
When he lands his combo.
Right, but what level is that possible?
Level 2.
Right, and then just combo, or do you need his E as well?
His stun, yeah.
Right, so
it would help.
So you know that you don't want to do anything until level 3. And then level 3, you guys are really strong, right? Say you're close to Alistar against Varus Janna, you don't do anything until level 3, and then level 3 you hit someone with combo, you win the game, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do. They get hit by combo, they flash, Alistar flashes after them, right? And you win.
Right.
So that's how you know. That's how you know when you want to how you want to play the lane, right? And then okay, hold on. What's going on here? Yeah. Oh, be very careful about like greeting for minions, right?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to get every CS in a losing lane, right? So don't be greedy for that, because that's kind of like because if you go for it, then you're falling into their win condition, right? They want to trade, right? So they're gonna hit you when you go for the CS, so that's not good. When in doubt, be patient, right? Just be patient. Let it come into the tower. When in doubt, right? Only go for it when you know for sure there's no punish, right? Otherwise, you're gonna get punished. So this is awkward. You're not gonna win this because you have no abilities, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's no way you win this, right? You gotta run. He was about to Q your ass, right? So this is really awkward. But yeah, that's like the end of laning for this one, right? You want to do one last one?
Yep.
Or any questions?
Let me see if I have any questions. So you would play this lane a lot slower than I played it, and you wouldn't trade as often. Is basically the thing, right?
Never trade. Like when do you want to trade in this lane? You want to trade when you're baiting them, right? You say they know they want to trade, right? And you know you don't want to trade. So if you quote unquote make a mistake and you try and trade, it means you have a jungler nearby, right? And they they try and trade, and all of a sudden Leona eats into their face, right?
Okay. How did I do in that lane specifically? Was it okay, or it was not that great?
The only reason why it was any kind of good was because Gragas tried a level 2 gank, right? That didn't work out. The push for level 2 is really good, but remember you don't want to trade against Janna Shield, right? You guys would have gotten the level 2 first because he was like hitting you instead of the minions, or he was like not hitting anything, right? If we go back and look. But otherwise, it was like you did exactly what you didn't want to do, right? You want to not trade and scale, right? It's okay if they push you in. The more you try and force, an impossible play, right? The more you kind of dig a hole for yourself, right? You can like test them to see if they know how to play the lane out, right? Like, do this once, but the instant they prove that they can do it, she shielded herself and they hit back, right? You know that they want to play this lane. You're like, oh, stop. We play the lane correctly, right?
Right.
But generally speaking, I would always try and play the lane out correctly from the get-go, right? Because there's a chance that you get punished so hard that you lose all you can do.
Lose everything.
Right. So here you just go for level 2, but yeah, it's kind of spooky.
Yeah. Can we look at?
This is really good, but if Gragas was in here, it would be like kind of bad for you guys because they didn't need Gragas to win the lane, right?
Right.
They're already doing it by themselves. So yeah. Make sure you know what you want out of the lane. What you want out of the lane is you want to scale, right? If you were Varus, you want to pressure and push, right? So right. So we say if we're Varus Jenna, we see Leona, Tristana, Kayn. How good is their gank? It's like moderately good, right? Leona, Tristana, but not really, because Kayn doesn't really do too much until he transforms, right?
Right.
So you know that if you're Varus Jenna, you want to push all day. They try and stop you. You hit them back, and then if they engage on you, you win. Unless Kane's here, then you flash. Then you win because you absorb jungle pressure for your team, right? So that's how you know how you want to play Varus Jenna against this lane. So that's like kind of try and figure that out during champion select, right? And then you'll be able to like think of other stuff during the lane phase, like how exactly do we get to trade with them or not trade with them, right? So yeah. Any other questions, by the way?
Cool. Can we look at my OPGG and
yeah, sure.
kind of like analyze that real quick?
This is pretty clean. These last 5 games looks pretty, but
just like CSing and the item build that, like, am I building
it's like
correctly
kind of
and all
like
that?
hard to tell, just like from like I don't know what this is supposed to tell me. Like if I looked at this, I would not be able to know that you weren't playing the matchup right in lane, right? How can I tell? You can't really tell.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
like, in terms of like CSing and stuff, it's like I don't really know how these games are going. Maybe they're all monkey games. Maybe it was like the jungle came bot a lot, or you didn't have many chances to rotate. I can't really tell based on like.
Okay,
based
so
on,
that
like, results.
doesn't really help you.
The only thing I can tell is are you playing the same champion over and over again? Which you are, which is good, right? Because the
Like,
first
yeah,
indicator
now.
of like not practicing the same thing is like someone plays 7 champions in 7 games. But this is good to me, right? This looks good to me. Just keep playing the same champion so you know that you're playing the matchup correctly, right? You're like, oh, this is what Tristana wants to do against Xayah, for example. How do you want to play against Xayah? How do you want to play this lane?
Against Zaya?
Against this lane. How do you want to play this lane in general?
Trade, but don't get caught by her feathers, and don't get caught by any thrush CC either.
Right, exactly. You want to monkey trade as much as possible, and then don't get
Right.
all range, right? You're good to go, right?
Right.
And then like this lane, how do you play this lane? Alistar, Tristana versus Leona Vayne.
Well, so I think there's 2 ways to play it. Either push them in until they just cry, or you can freeze, and then when they try to engage, you just kill them and then take the tower. So I don't know which one.
How do you kill them?
is
How do you
better.
kill them?
What do you mean, like the second way?
Yeah, the second way. If you freeze and they hit your minions and you hit them, what happens?
I mean, I aggro minions, but I mean, if our all-in is stronger, then we win.
Yeah, your all in's not
like-
stronger.
So
in my opinion,
how I was thinking it is if Ali engages on Vayne, Leona's gonna engage on me, but I could jump the engage and then kill Vayne.
But if you're jumping the engage, what is there to
Vayne
stop
could-
her from like condemning you into the wall or something, right?
Well, Ali stun because he lands his combo. If he lands his combo, that is.
I'm not convinced, but if it
No.
works for you, go for it. But I would have preferred like the consistent way, which is push them in because there's nothing they can do, right?
Just push him in. Okay.
Like if you try and engage, what if Vayne condemns Ali combo, right? Then
Right.
you guys are screwed. They hit Ali, and then you guys lose all your HP. All of a sudden, you can no longer push, and now you're in trouble, right? Because you lost pressure for your team. So it's like there's like counterplay to what you said to the second one. But if you do the first way, there's no counterplay, right? They literally
just
cannot stop
push.
you from pushing in, right?
Right.
So that's what I would have done. But
Okay. I think that's what we
yeah.
did anyway.
yeah,
And then we
that's good. That's good. But
we
yeah,
won basically because
definitely
of that.
stick to one champion, which is what you're doing. And like from the OPGG, I can't really tell, but it seems like you're doing like the right thing, which is just spam one champion until you can like know every matchup basically, right? Because like half the game is knowing what you need to do. More than half the game is knowing what you want to do, right? At any given time. So if you play Tristana 1,000 games, you're like, oh, Tristana's really good at scaling, and then maybe she can like catch people with her rocket jump or whatever, right? But if you have like if you talk to someone who's played every champion once, they have no idea about any champion, right?
Right.
Like if you're the guy who practiced one kick 1,000 times versus the guy who practiced 1,000 kick one time, right? So this is good. This is good. Keep doing what you're doing, and then for the laning stuff, remember to analyze what we talked about, right? First is like, do we want to trade? Yes or no. Make sure that at any given moment in the laning phase, you do exactly what you say, unless something else happens, right? You have a gank coming, by the way, or something like that. And then the second thing is, can we push them in if we can't trade, right? Can we pressure? And then while you're pressuring, make sure you flash and high HP. And then that's how you know, right? And then if you ever anything goes wrong and you look at the replay, you have to ask yourself why, right?
Okay.
And then you say, oh, we died even though I had flash and high HP. It's because the matchup was so bad that you couldn't do anything, right? So that's how I learned how you know, even though I pushed with everything up, I still died. I was like, oh, Callista Thresh is so strong with at least. That's how you know, right? that's how you figure it out. And then you like make a mental note or something. So I think for laning phase, that'll be what you should work on for like your next 10 games, or just work on it until it becomes like a habit, right? Do I trade, yes or no? Can I push them in? And then when you do push them in, make sure that you get away from the gank, and then you've won the lane, right? You won the lane, you won jungle, good to go, right? And then once you can do all that pre-5, then you say, oh, what about level 2? And then once you can do that, say, what about after level 6, right? And then that's like, you'll have your laning phase in the back once you can do all that, right?
Okay.
I think that'll help you the most. I didn't say anything else, but it seemed like going to help was really good, right? You went to like mess with that Tryndamere, that was really good. And then you like roamed mid and got those kills, that was really good, right? No wasted time. Oh, and if you ever like feel like you need to work on backing and stuff, watch like YouTube bots of like challenger players, and then see oh, why are they backing now? That makes sense. So yeah.
Cool. Okay, so last thing, are you available? Like when are you next available? Because I'm thinking
available like every day.
I kind of wanted to. I mean, I wanted to do 2 hours, but obviously you can't because you have another person next. But could you like later tonight or something like that?
I can do later tonight, but it might help if. Well, did you want to like do more laning stuff or?
No, I wanted to look more into the game.
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
Iron out some of that kind of stuff.
We can do later tonight too then. Just like
so
hit me up at like 8 or something, 8 or 9 Eastern.
8ish, okay, and then we could probably just do like another hour or something or however long.
Yeah, I still need to play. I still need to play some games, so.
Oh, you need to. Oh, okay, that's fine. No, that's cool. Are you? How do you want me to contact you? Just on Discord?
Yeah, Discord's good. Discord's good.
Okay, cool. So I'm trying to get D5 before close, and what is that? 11. It's November 7th, right?
Yeah, I got 3 days, something like that.
I got 3 days. All right.
It's doable. Yeah. It's doable,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, D5.
It's close. But yeah, if you can play some games between now and then, focus on that. Let me know how like laning phase goes and stuff.
Okay. Cool. So if you're not available tonight, maybe tomorrow time.
Yeah,
to look at like mid and late games, stuff like that, just to make sure that's all good.
Of course. Just message me on Discord. I'm always on.
Cool. Perfect. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you later, and good luck.
All right, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.